Welcome, Owl City fanboys and girls, to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. Today we're looking at Maybe I'm Dreaming. It's the debut Owl City album. Here is the album cover. Maybe I'm Dreaming, like I said, is the first Owl City album. It's not the first thing he ever made. He made an EP, the Of June EP, before he made this. I think it was like 6 songs. I still haven't heard the Of June EP, but this is an album that I've heard many, many times. I own it on CD, and it's the ugliest CD packaging I've ever seen. The CD packaging is terrible. This album is extremely dreamy in its sound and almost like sleepy sounding. It's dreamy and sleepy and very airy and spaced out and atmospheric. Sorry about the noise if you can hear that in the background. My family's being loud. But anyway, the dreamy aspect of it is also impacted by the demo quality or the less polished sound of this, and the vocals in this are more whispery and distant than they are on his more immediate albums, or the following albums, I mean. You can compare it to any of the more modern stuff, and the vocals are more there. Here they're kind of whispered, they're kind of airy and, wispy and that kind of stuff. Tired, almost. And it definitely contributes to the vibe. The album has 12 songs, and 2 of them will be familiar to people who have heard other Owl City, because the songs On the Wing and The Saltwater Room originated with this album, and then he just put them onto Ocean Eyes. The same thing happened with Hello Seattle. It was a song originally off of the Of June EP, which he just put onto Ocean Eyes. And the versions on here, like I said, are more demo quality, they're less polished. The vocals, the transitions from one singer to the other on Saltwater Room just aren't as smooth. And in my opinion, these songs are just worse than the versions on Ocean Eyes, so they're just, inferior, and they're not doing a whole lot for me knowing that there are better versions of these songs on Ocean Eyes. The writing on the album is just as Owl City as any of his as any of his late 2000s to early 2010s music. It's very much Owl City, super creative and weird and wonderful, kind of beautiful, super imaginative, creative lyrics and imagery, especially on songs like Rainbow Veins, where he talks about blending up the rainbow above you and shooting it into your veins, which sounds a bit sinister. But he also has songs like the Technicolor Phase, where he talks about a color and then compares the color to where it could be found, and takes these beautiful poetic explanations of the colors and different situations. And I mean, it's cool stuff, man. The lyrics on here are just very much beautiful and poetic and wide-eyed, super imaginative and creative. I would say Super Honeymoon does fall into the really corny side of Owl City, where he talks about this honeymoon / relationship with this girl who sounds totally fictional, totally made up, almost like a girl straight out of Lazy Town, like just really ridiculous and childish almost. But hey, the lyrics are here. And because the lyrical content is just peak Owl City, this is the lyrical content that you want from Owl City, that the fans want, that anyone who, appreciates creative lyrics and imagery and beautiful, fascinating imagery likes. I like all of this from a lyrical perspective, besides Super Honeymoon, I guess. But the musical quality, like I said, as you can see from songs like On the Wing and The Saltwater Room, is just not as high quality. It does almost feel demo quality. There are exceptions, songs that really do have really great music. Early Birdie sounds really great. Rainbow Veins and Technicolor Phase, they could definitely be remade and sound a little bit more polished, but musically they work very well. And Dear Vienna sounds awesome. This song sounds really, really great. I'll Meet You There is also really nice. West Coast Friendship. A lot of these songs do sound polished enough, but other ones like This Is the Future, Skydiver, Air Traffic, and like I said, the ones that are, On the Wing and Saltwater Room, they just feel like they're being held back by the production value. Like, it's more demo quality, and it's just a lot less polished than it could be. And like I said, the vocals have a very wispy, kind of whispered attitude, which in my opinion is nearly as strong as Owl City when he just sounds a lot more confident on albums like Ocean Eyes and All Things Bright and Beautiful. I think his vocals sound a lot better on those albums. Even though he really isn't a great singer, the vocals on here just feel very restrained and they feel like they're missing something. Even with all those criticisms, I do think this is definitely a very good album. Like, it's a good album. And it's not even, out of songs that I outright don't like I don't really like Super Honeymoon, and I don't like This Is the Future. That song is just kind of meh. But everything else has stuff to deliver, and I think the musical quality is good throughout the whole project even. It definitely feels like it could have been better. The vocals could have been better, but the lyrical content is intact. The lyrical content is very strong. And compared to like any other music, this is still super creative, super original, a super, super unique album that has a very, you know, strong, whimsical vibe to it, and really strong, dreamlike, trance-like state that it can put you in and make you feel, especially if you're like tired and listening to this at night. You know, I recommend trying that. But it's a really nice album. I would say it's a really good debut album. It's very solid. It's not amazing, but it is a really good debut. And I'm going to give it a 3.5 star rating out of 5. It's definitely a step down from Ocean Eyes and a step down from All Things Bright and Beautiful, but it is a promising start. It does, you know, it doesn't, it's not that polished. It's not the most polished thing, but in general, it is still a really enjoyable album with a bunch of really enjoyable songs. Like I said, there's only 2 songs that I really don't like, that I dislike and would actively skip, but everything else is really solid, and, you know, it's a good album. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.